ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ॐ नमस्ते यतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Swami Vivekananda and the great things he has done for India and the world, so that he has become a turning point in the history of not only India, of the world also. I will speak a few ideas about Swami Vivekananda on this very, very sacred and very, what you call, a momentous celebration of Swami Vivekananda. This is the 150th year celebration. So the next great celebration will come in 200. Most of us who are above 50s may not expect to see the next great event. So almost all of us who are above 50 must think ourselves the highestly rewarded persons by celebrating this 150th birthday. That's why you see all over the country so much of celebration of Swami Vivekananda is being done. Swami Vivekananda is the person who saved Hinduism and saved India. But for him we would have lost our religion and would not have gained freedom at all. This was what Sri Rajagopalachari spoke about him. We would have lost our country, we would have lost our religion, we would have not become an independent nation, and we would not be in a position to sit like this and would be talking about our Indian leader, Swami Vivekananda, if he were not there. That was the turning point in the history of India. And after India became independent, we have been influencing the world, especially since the last 20-25 years. India has become a very strong country. Everywhere there is fear that India may outpass everybody, outgrow everybody. So the fear is going on. That is the tremendous power Swami Vivekananda has imparted into our country. When we talk of Swami Vivekananda, we are talking of a soul which lived in God. Swamiji never lived like any one of us. He never felt that he has a body. All through his life, he always thought that he is a God, that he is living in God. He is on the lap of God. Right from his leaving India, we can see very clearly he is about to go to West. You all know that Madras youth were the persons who persuaded him and then asked him to go to West and represent our Sanatana Dharma. And it was the young people from here, starting from Shingaravelu Mudaliyar, Nanjundarao, Alasinga Perumal, etc. Young people going around collecting rupees 1 and 2 to send a Swami to America. So after all that great thing, he goes to Bombay. Just a few stations from Bombay at Mount Abu, he meets Swami Turiyananda. To Turiyananda he says, I am going to attend the Parliament of Religions in Chicago. All that is being organized for me, he says. It is being organized for this. You will come to know about the truth of this one within a short time of history. And it was all known on September 11th. He was telling this one somewhere a little earlier than 28th April. May 1st he left Bombay. 2-3 days. So in May he is telling this whole Chicago Parliament of Religions is being organized for this. And he proves that he is right. Just in 6 months, he goes and stands before the Parliament of Religions, and the world recognizes, here is the man, the greatest man that would be walking on the earth. That was the person. So even before going, how did he know? Because Sri Ramakrishna appeared to him in a dream. He walked on the sea. Most probably he must have seen the beach of Marina Beach, and there Sri Ramakrishna is walking towards the east. But he has to go to west. Sri Ramakrishna walks toward the east, if he has walked at all, in the Marina Beach, in his dream. It came true. He went via east only and reached Vancouver, America. He did not go to the west straight from here, via London. Later on, the second trip he did via London. First trip he did via Japan, and then he reached Vancouver, Canada. Then he arrived at Chicago. So he had a vision. So it was God's order. Then he confirmed it from Holy Mother. Then only set sail. He never did anything on his own. In one of his letters he writes, "You see, I sometimes have to change my dates of travel. I fix up a date, but then I wait for the orders from above. If that does not come, I change the date and wait for the orders." Every movement in the foreign country also, he says, by the will of the God, I would go from one place to another. I would go from one date to another. This was the way he lived in God. God led him by his hand. So this divine personality we are talking about today. So he goes there, and we all know the history. He has no credential at all that he represents somebody in India. No Samaja was there, no organization was there in India which had given him a certificate that he is a representative of Hindu. So there they refused, and the date was over, and he was practically left there uncared for, like an orphan. He had no money in his pocket. Very few dollars were left. If he had to stay in New York, he would not have stayed for more than 3 or 4 days. So that was his condition. He was on the way to a cheaper place, to Boston. There he meets a lady, Kate Sanborn, and she comes to his help, again by divine will. He is there in a foreign land, no recommendation from anybody else, and no one to recognize him at all. In that case, a lady comes in an unknown railway wagon wherein which he is travelling. She gets attracted by his spiritual personality. She asks him who he is. Then she offers him, "You can come and stay with me in Boston." And during that Boston, the most important man who put him on the stage of Parliament of Religion, Professor Wright, is introduced to him by this lady. How the work of God is there in every... And Swamiji was there. Swamiji was with Professor Wright. Professor Wright was at that time sojourning in a small village called Annisquam. So Swamiji was also with him. So in the morning, Swamiji was very melancholic. And as Professor Wright saw, this young man would always be full of joy. And how is he melancholic? So just he didn't ask him. After 2 hours, he again found Swamiji full of joy, bubbling with joy. Then Wright asked him, "You see, 2 hours back I saw you rather very withdrawn and then melancholic, and now I see again the old self." Then he said, "Yes, the first time when you saw, I was worried how I could take this message of Vedanta onto the platform of Parliament of Religions. The time is over. I have no credentials. What will happen to my country? I gave them so much hope that I would come here and do something for her." And he had also the idea of collecting some money for the poor people of India. How will I achieve this? So I was so much worried. That is how you saw me, very melancholic, very much withdrawn. And then Sri Ramakrishna appeared to me. He said, "Why do you worry? You are going to appear in Parliament of Religions. You are going to succeed there. Don't worry. Lokna Pok. The people are like worms. What is there?" Sri Ramakrishna comes and assures him. In just a day or two before, parliament of religions. So this is how he walked with God. Then we also see the parliament of religions he enters, he doesn't go with any notes what he should speak. And he is just sitting there. When his turn comes in the morning, he goes on postponing it. He is not ready to speak. Later on he wrote to Professor Wright, I was afraid to speak. I had no notes. All others all speaking from beautiful lectures from those delegates from India itself, from Theosophical Society, from Arya Samaj, from Brahma Samaj, from other institutions. They are all prepared their speech and beautiful speeches. So I had not prepared anything. I was a fool. So I went on postponing. He himself wrote, so I was afraid to face this 7,000 elite audience from whole world. It was not only America, from England, from European countries, from Japan, from China, from Cambodia, from all places. All delegates. So he was afraid, he says. And that means completely resigned to God. He resigns himself to God. He is no more this Vivekananda, whom we see in his body, in a human body. So he is completely resigned to God. When he was forced to get up and speak, then he speaks with a tongue of fire. The tongue of fire is not his, it is the Sri Ramakrishna's. It is the Lord's. So Swami Vivekananda says, I saluted Saraswati, got up, and then addressed this, my dear sisters and brothers of America. Only the 5 words, the speech is yet to come. That speech itself was only 3 minutes. Even that speech is not given. The whole 7,000 audience stood on their feet. They were so much pleased, all started clapping. He himself did not know what inspired them, because the speech of the words of God has come. So it has awakened the divinity in everyone. All are enthused. Here we have a God whom we want to love, whom we want to live in, whom we want to go even after death. He is there in front. That is how the whole feeling more or less was there. One lady afterwards, Mrs. Blodgett, so she said, I thought if there is a God in human form, it is this young man. She thought like that. She has written her memories. So this was Swamiji's impression. He stood up and spoke the words of God, spoke the words of the Vedas, which are always inspired by God, spoke the words of his Guru, and his Guru himself was like that. Sri Ramakrishna, once he was going to meet Vidyasagar, then on the way he thought, he himself says in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, I went there and on the way in the phaeton is the horse cart in which he was travelling, I thought I will tell Vidyasagar this point number 1, this point number 2, this point number 3. When I went in front of Vidyasagar's house, I forgot everything. Sri Ramakrishna says, I forgot everything. Then they said, Mother, what you will make me speak, I speak. What do I know? You know everything. And then you know, Sri Ramakrishna spoke to Vidyasagar for 4 hours and 45 minutes. Vidyasagar, who would not hear anybody more than 5 or 10 minutes, went on listening to him for 4 hours and 45 minutes. He goes there at 4:45, and when it is closed, it is 9:09. So afterwards also Vidyasagar did not say, oh, I was bored. He said, I learned so many new things, and his devotion to Sri Ramakrishna increased limitlessly. That was the way Sri Ramakrishna spoke. His words came from God. Similarly, Swamiji was exactly a replica of Sri Ramakrishna. So, this sort of a divine man, from whom only words of wisdom came right from God, today we are dealing with such a life. Naturally, we will not be able to have many incidents from his life. A few only we can touch. So he, Swami Vivekananda, can be the ideal for all men and women all over the world, because he represented the ideal of a human being. Ideal life of a human being is that in which one lives along with others happily. And also, he evolves himself or herself spiritually to realize his or her own divine nature. We have two things to do in our life, two goals to achieve in our life. One is we should know that we are the divine children of God. God is our real source from where we have come. So we are not material body or material mind that covers our soul. We are that pure, infinite, immortal, infinitely blissful, infinitely knowledgeful, and infinitely life, full of life. Such is our nature, and we should realize this while we are living in this body. This is one part of our goal. Another part is we should live amicably, happily in the world where we live. People should know that they have a friend in us, that they have somebody who can show compassion to them, somebody as a helper to them. We must live a life like that. So we must live with others happily in this world. At the same time, we must also know our real nature, which is divine, in which intrinsically infinite joy, infinite life, and infinite knowledge and power is in us. So, can all do this? Is the question. Swami Vivekananda was sure that everyone can do this. The goal is to manifest this divinity already in man, he said. Once somebody asked, can even the peasant or the fisherman attain to this knowledge of Atman, that I am the infinite soul, having infinite life, infinite knowledge, and infinite bliss? He said, what is there to achieve? He is already that. All of us are that soul. We are already there. Only we are hypnotized. We are thinking we are not that. This is the thing that we have to do. De-hypnotize yourself. De-hypnotize. Go on asserting your real nature. I am Atman, I am Atman, I am divine, I am pure, I am free from sin, I am free from all weakness. I can do everything. Asserting. As we assert, the real nature comes out. Swamiji learnt all this in two levels. When he learnt much in his school education and college education about all the great people who have talked about philosophy and science and technology of that time. So he knew all that. Then he got his spiritual education under Sri Ramakrishna. First under his parents, then under the guidance of Sri Ramakrishna. Parents taught him from the very beginning to be brave and courageous and bold. They taught him to love everyone, to be truthful, to be pure, to be selfless, and faith and prayer. All these spiritual qualities came to him from his parents. And when he went to Sri Ramakrishna as a young man, Sri Ramakrishna took him further from there. He had all the quality that was necessary to become a great hero in society. And Sri Ramakrishna told to others about this. If Narayan had not taken to the spiritual life here, even then he would have become one of the greatest leaders in society. He would be a leader wherever he would go. So he had learnt all that was necessary for becoming a leader in this human society. Sri Ramakrishna took him higher and made him a spiritual leader for all time. Sri Ramakrishna taught him Jnana and Vijnana. Jnana was that you are a spiritual person. You are a divine one. You are not the body or the mind. You are one with God. So this world is only for temporarily you are here. You are the real self. That was Jnana. Swami Vivekananda attained to this knowledge in such a quick time. All the other disciples were simply left behind. They were wondering. Suddenly, so in 1880, 1885, January, in 1886, January. So in the Shivaratri day, he went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi and attained to this great knowledge that everything is Atman, I am one with Brahman. So after attaining to that one, he went to Sri Ramakrishna and then said, oh, what a great joy I had. I was there for a few hours. So you bless me that I can continue in that knowledge where infinite joy, infinite power, infinite existence is there. So let me be merged in that one. Then Sri Ramakrishna we admonished him. What? I was thinking that you would become a big banyan tree under whose shade thousands of people will come and take rest, and you are talking of your own joy, enjoying it all selfishly for yourself. That is a mean mind. There is a higher state than that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he said. Perhaps Sri Ramakrishna is the only philosophical man, saintly person who has said there is a higher state of to attain after one attains the Atma Jnana. Sri Ramakrishna said there is a higher state than that. What is that higher state? Sri Ramakrishna reminded Swamiji himself. You are singing a ghazal, Tujhse humne dil ko lagaya, jo kuch hai so tu hi hai. You sing that, O Lord, I united myself with you, and where now I see that you are everywhere. You are from the earth right up to the highest heaven, from the highest heaven to the lowest earth. So you alone are there. Ek tujhko humne paya, ek tujhko apna paya, tu hi hai. So you alone are there. I see you alone everywhere. So Sri Ramakrishna reminded him, this is the highest state for this age. The earlier age, self-realization was enough. In the age of Shankaracharya, the goal of human life was advocated as you realize your Atman. So at that time it worked. When the people who realized Atman, they enjoyed it, and people would go and worship them. Oh, here is great Bhaskaracharya, here was Trailanga Swami. They were all realized souls, but they were just merged in that joy. Ramana Maharshi was there, merged in the joy of Atman. But that would not work for this. Here people are suffering in millions and millions, not only in India, in Africa, in so many other countries, including the developed countries also. Developed countries are worrying or in troubles not because of penury, but because of plenty. Because of plenty, they have gone into all wrong ways, spending their money and then spending their power and position in getting into bad ways and never be able to come back. Everybody is a psychic patient. Everybody is a addict. So they are suffering. And people without any money, so they are struggling for existence. Whole world is full of suffering. And because man has lost his soul, man has forgotten that he is related to God as part and whole. Lord is the whole. We are all parts of Him. We are divine. If God is the huge fire, we are all sparks of that fire. A spark can become a fire at any time. So you never neglect a spark. A spark comes and falls upon your shirt or on your sari. Then afterwards, it requires only a few minutes, you will be in flames. So fire and spark are the same. So Sri Ramakrishna wanted, Swami Vivekananda wanted that these sparks of the divine fire, these human beings, they have forgotten that they are divine. That is why all these troubles of technology and science and technology will not bring you unhappiness. We make it unhappy. We can make it happy also. We use the same electricity for refrigerator cooling. We use it also for heater also. So you can heat and burn yourself, or quite sit in your room and have a cooler and enjoy. So enjoyment or sorrow we derive out of already existing things. So how will we enjoy good only and avoid the bad? When we assert ourselves that we should be the master of everything. Either science or technology, either morality or spirituality, everything must be under our control. If it goes out of control, we are into trouble. Swami Vivekananda thought that this world requires the message of this Atman. Men require the message that you are not the body, you are not the only social society that you are living in. You are a spirit, you are in the spiritual world. The whole universe is yours if you know that you are a child of God. So, when he went to Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna taught him, this is Vijnana. Vijnana is knowing God has only one existence. Everything has come from God. If everything has come from God, everything is imbued with God. In a worm as well as in the highest God. God alone is there. That Satchidananda Brahma is there. Infinite knowledge there even in an ant as it is in the Brahman. So, Sri Ramakrishna said, you revere everything as a representation of God Himself. And Sri Ramakrishna taught him, he did not teach anything new. The same Sanatana Dharma of the Vedas. God is with form, God is without form, God is beyond both, he taught. Because Swami Vivekananda had to encounter all the religious people in his life, especially when he went to the foreign. How many varieties of the Protestant Christianity he met, and the Catholic Christianity, and the Buddhism, different sects of Hinduism, all he had to answer, he had to throw them away. Therefore, and all the religions differed only in the type of God they worshipped. Somebody worshipped God with form, somebody without form. Somebody did not accept even without form. Without form is like a sky or like air or like space. They said even that is not correct. It is beyond description. With form, without form, beyond both form and form. Form and without form. So this was the supreme knowledge Sri Ramakrishna imparted to him. And then the final conclusion of it was, if God is everything, then we have to, how will you worship Him? We can find out the manifestation of different manifestations in different ways. That is the difference that makes between one another. If this whole universe is full of different animals, one good, one bad, one indifferent, some are helpful, some are harmful, there is poison there, there is nectar there. Yeah, all these things, how do they differ then? Sri Ramakrishna said, the manifestation of it is in different ways, that's all. Like an electricity manifesting as light, manifesting as air, manifesting as heat, manifesting as cold. It can manifest in many ways, but essentially it is only electricity. So like that Sri Ramakrishna said, He is best manifested in man. Because man is the person who can reflect God. God is good, man can become good. God is compassionate, man can become compassionate. God helps everyone. God loves, man can also love. So in a small form, man represents God in the best way. God is manifested best in human being. Therefore, Swami Sri Ramakrishna taught, worship of God in man is the highest spiritual practice. Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. Sri Ramakrishna said, serve every being, especially human beings, thinking that God alone is there in every being. So whatever is done to a human being, man or woman, irrespective of race or religion, when you help, you don't think that you are helping somebody. Think that you are worshipping God with flower and with sandal paste and with offerings. If you give a cloth to an unclothed man, if you give something for a hungry man to eat and get out of his hunger, we should think that you are worshipping God with the necessary things. And we are worshipping, therefore we don't expect anything in return. By worshipping, we go nearer God and we want to be one with God. That is the goal of every real spiritual person, every real Hindu. So we all want to become divine. We want to be associated with the divine. So Sri Ramakrishna taught him this worship of God in man, which became one of the highest teachings of Swami Vivekananda. And also Sri Ramakrishna taught him all religions lead to God if practiced with sincerity and yearning. This is what is wanted. So all religions are true. Any religion, whether Muslim or Buddhist or Christianity, whether it is Protestant or Catholic or all the other sects also, any sect, anything that is called as religion is all right if it is practiced with sincerity and yearning to attain the goal. If anyone cries sincerely for God, one can reach God through his own religion. Therefore, Sri Ramakrishna was teaching one of the greatest teaching that we in this age, we require what is called the harmony of religions. Swamiji spoke about this harmony of religion in the Parliament of Religions. That was one of his famous speeches. And conclusion also, on conclusion after the whole session was over, Swamiji spoke about this harmony of religions. Should a Hindu become a Christian? God forbid. Should a Christian become a Buddhist? God forbid. Should a Buddhist become a Hindu or a Christian? God forbid. Let each man follow his own path, but only respect the other religions also, and absorb that is good in the other religions, and keep up his own individuality. All religions are good for the followers of that religion, but only under the condition when they don't hate other religions and they are ready to take good things from others. This harmony of religion. Swamiji clearly said what harmony of religions means. Everybody was talking about universal religion at that time. Swamiji was the person who defined universal religion. What was the description of universal religion by the other religionists? They all said, my religion is Christianity. So the whole world must become Christian. So that is the universal religion. And what will happen to the other religions? All other religions have to die. Swamiji said, it cannot be, it cannot happen. Similarly, any religion, Swamiji said in the final speech of him, is the most powerful speech. He said, no Hindu or Buddhist or Christian should change their religion. He said that let them all be in their own religion, but practice sincerely and attain to the goal. And then he said, if anyone thinks that his religion only will be a success to the detriment of all other religions, he is only dreaming. It can never become true. So the real universal religion will be that all religions will think that there is a God and man is a representation of God and man must realize that he is God. So make every man divine. This should be the goal of every religion. Then religions, let them be in any number, there will be no quarrel. If everyone wants to make his own man, make his own followers as divine, loving, compassionate and cooperative with others, loving others, where is the place for clash? Where is the place for enmity? So Swamiji defined the universal religion as that which accepts all religions as equal, because all of them have come from God. Not only the religions that were in the past, that is at present, even some more religions are going to come in future. We must open our doors to all those religions. We must love one another. Religions should be words for compassion, for love, for unity. So this is the universal religion. That is how we spoke. So Sri Ramakrishna asked him, this is to be done. Sri Ramakrishna taught this. The religion which does not clash with anybody, which will be a harmony of everything. And he took this great teaching of Sri Ramakrishna that God is common to all the religions, all religions are true, and worship of God is best done. What is being done in our temples, etc., is not bad. It is best when we are able to worship man, God in man, help man in every way to become divine. so that he will make the next man divine. So each one must struggle to make the others better. Better means again a division. What is better? Better is to become more spiritual, to more open-hearted, more compassionate, more taking all other people into one's own fold. So this expansion of heart, this feeling of oneness in our divine relationship, so this should happen in our life. So Swamiji, Sri Ramakrishna taught all this with this great message only. He gave him the mandate, he gave him the mission to awaken India and make her the spiritual guru of the world. Swamiji himself said, Sri Ramakrishna has given me this mission. Swamiji radiated spirituality. It was not he simply spoke. We all speak, and much greater people than us also have spoken. But Swamiji spoke in a different way. When Swamiji would speak, the whole audience would melt, as if, the iron piece that are put into a cauldron and heated, it becomes one molten thing. So like that, all people will fall in line. If he says everything is Advaita, everybody will accept it is Advaita. So Swamiji, once he was lecturing in a Western audience, before a Western audience, he immediately stopped his lecture. Then why did you stop? He said, all people are melting. They are not thinking at all. I am telling you are Advaita, everything. Advaita is only true, everybody is accepting it. But actually in their heart of heart, they don't believe in Advaita. But everybody is at this moment is thinking that Advaita is the highest. I don't want this to happen. Let them grow. Let them understand. Come to Advaita step by step. That was the spiritual power of Swamiji. It was there till the last moment of his life. One day he was in his room in Belur. So it was early morning. Belur Mangalarti takes place at 4 o'clock during summer. So people get up at 3:30 or 3 o'clock, get ready and go to the shrine. So Swami Premananda, the manager, himself a great spiritual man. So he was getting ready to go to prayer. So he has to go in front of Swamiji's room, get down the stair, and then only he can go to temple. Those who have gone to Belur Math know. So he came out of the room, and in front of Swamiji's room, he found the door is open. So he thought, anyway, if it is open, let me see our Narendra. So, and salute him and go. So he just entered, and Swamiji was sitting in meditation. And he went and touched his feet, and afterwards he wanted to go down. When he touched, he got a shock. What is this shock? Swamiji opened his eyes. What did you? What has happened to you? Oh, I got a shock when I touched you. This is the spiritual shock that the whole world has received. Whenever people have come to me, they have received this shock, and this shock has changed the whole life of people. In Madras itself, there is Shingaravelu Mudaliyar, about whom you read in Swami Vivekananda's life. He was an atheist. He did not believe that there is God. Great rationalist he used to call himself. He was a professor. He was the teacher of great Ramanujam, the mathematic genius. The Shingaravelu was the professor for Ramanujam. Such a brilliant man who did not believe in God, he came to Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji said, when I am in the highest level of spirituality, when I am in the highest state of meditation, if anyone touched, then he will also become like me, a sannyasi. One day he said, Shingaravelu Mudaliyar did not believe him. I will test this one, he said. And Swamiji was in Samadhi. He was here for several weeks, more than 1.5, 2 months. Then he got one opportunity when Swamiji was in Samadhi. Then Shingaravelu Mudaliyar went and touched him. And then, after he touched, after some time, Swamiji came down. People said, this Shingaravelu Mudaliyar tried to test you, and he has touched you when you were in Samadhi. Then immediately Swamiji said, what a thing you have done, Shingaravelu. You should not have done this one. You have a wife, you have got a family. You should not become a sannyasi now, but you must become because you have touched me. And it happened. He had to become. So that was the power of Swamiji. And Premananda could feel it physically like that. Shocks. and that shocks would change the whole people. Here was a man, living soul in a body only, appearing body. He was a guru in the sense that he made everyone a person like him, a hero. He never thought of anyone less than a hero wherever he is. If you are in a village, you must become a hero of the village. If you are in a town, you must become a hero of the town. You should not be an ordinary man. He is the one teacher. All the other teachers have said, we can help you to go up and attain to samadhi. And we will help you to give up your bad habits. All the things we hear from the teacher. He was the only heroic teacher who said, one of his disciples, Sadananda, he went and told him, Swami, you are encouraging to go and do service to everyone and go to the lowest people, in whatever state they are, even if they are immoral, even if they are fallen, even if they are thieves, even if they are robbers, we must go and serve them also. But in doing so, suppose we have a fall, what will happen to us? Swamiji immediately asserted himself, said, what? Fall? Where will you fall? How deep will you go? Go to the deepest hell, I don't mind. What are we here for? We gurus, we will lift you up by your tuft. This is the only guru I have ever seen saying, go to the lowest hell while serving others, while doing others, by following your ideal of realization according to your guru's teachings. If you fall, your guru will protect you. He will bring you up. First of all, he will see you will not fall at all. And even if you fall, he lifts you up. We have got the case of Girish Chandra Ghosh. He had fallen. He has gone to the lowest. And Sri Ramakrishna lifted him up. And he became one of the greatest saints. He used to tell the other Swamis, you are meditating 10 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours. But I am unable to forget Sri Ramakrishna for 1 minute also, he says. That means I am meditating 24 hours. This greatest sinner becomes the greatest saint. That is the real guru. And Sri Ramakrishna had made Naren in his own image. So he himself, Naren was once going in Egypt. That was the first time he was returning to India. He came to visit several places in Europe and in Egypt. When he went in, so many of his women disciples were there with him. So he went to see the different places in Egypt, and by mistake they got into the red area in Egypt. So, and the women also did not know, they were all new to the place. When they went deep into that, then they found number of ladies there just giggling and talking bad words and then laughing. So immediately the other ladies understood, oh, we have got into a red area. So they just hurried through and went away and asked Swamiji also, please hurry, we have come to a wrong place. Swamiji went in his own gate. He did not go fast. And then some of these ladies got down from their houses. They wanted to come and approach him. And at that time they were all in a light mood. As they came nearer, when he saw them, immediately he became so compassionate, so full of love, such pity for their fallen state. He started shedding tears. He stood there like a compassionate statue, weeping for the distress of others. All the women were so moved. They came near him. Those that were in a light mood, they all started telling, he is a God, he is a God. They fell down before his feet. They touched his garment, kissed his garment. One after another they left as if they have touched God. Swamiji was standing there, shedding tears, and he said, these poor creatures, they are suffering because they put all their divinity in their body. That is why they suffer. The divinity must be used to raise oneself up from the body consciousness, mind consciousness. But they put everything into the body. That's why they are suffering. And he was so compassionate to shed tears. If you read this incident, his guru also had done the same thing. Mathur Babu took him to a bad house like this to test his chastity or to bring him down to the level of common people. So he took him to a bad, reputed house, and he left them inside, left Sri Ramakrishna inside and came down. And Sri Ramakrishna was amidst so many bad ladies around. He just immediately, he looked at all of them, exactly as Swamiji did it. He started weeping, ma, mother, mother, like a child who has lost his mother. He started weeping, and all of them felt, our child, it is weeping. So we have to go and console this one. We cannot play with it. So all of them became so much motherly. They went and consoled him. Then afterwards he came back to consciousness. Then he blessed them all. Then all of them went to Mathur Babu. What a fool you are. You have brought one of the greatest saints. And already we are sinners. You want to make us much more sinners. Is this the way you are doing? They scolded him right and left. He had to take all this ignominy from the prostitutes. So this was the same thing that got repeated in Swami Vivekananda, an exact replica of Sri Ramakrishna. Later on, when the Belur Math was inaugurated, and not Belur Math temple was inaugurated, the old temple, then we had a public celebration there. Then thousands of people started coming. That is one of the festivals in Bengal now, where no invitation is sent to anyone. So on the public celebration, people know it is the Sunday following the birthday of Sri Ramakrishna. And there is no Panchanga almanac in West Bengal which does not give you the birthday celebration. So the next Sunday is the public celebration in Belur Math. People come not in thousands, in lakhs they come. From morning till evening, you can count 3 or 4 lakhs of people. They come by boat, they come by bus, they come by train, they come by their own car. And for all of them arrangements are made. And from the morning and evening there will be 4 places or 5 places. In one place Upanishad is being explained. Another place the singing is going on. Singing of different types. Bhajans are going on in one place. Another place there is the Kali Kirtan, another type of music. And another place there is Homa is going on, worship is going on. Everybody wants to go into the main temple, and they cannot stand more than 1 second before God, because 50,000 people are there in the line. So that is the festival. So it was not that big, but it was quite very big in those times. Then Swamiji was in America. One of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna wrote, Swamiji, you see, in this public celebration, we have no control over the people who come. So many of them are not good people. They are thieves. They are wicked people. And immoral people also are coming. Should we all allow them to come into this festival and take part? And in saluting, to salute Sri Ramakrishna, then Swamiji, in a very, very strong letter, he wrote back, what? Does God come for only saintly people? God comes more for these wicked people than for saintly people. Saintly people are already on the path. They will go and reach Him. These are the people, children, that have gone astray. So the real parents worry for a child which is uncommon, which is not normal. They give more attention to it. So God comes for the people who are thieves, wicked people, immoral people. So He goes into an ecstasy. In the letter itself, he writes, come thieves, come wicked people, come immoral people, the door of Jagannath is open for you all. Then afterwards, of course, he advises, we must make the place so holy that even wicked people should not be able to think wicked thoughts. So that is to be done by real spiritual people. That was his great heart. The heart that beat, that gave so much of compassion to that fallen women in Egypt. The same heart, when he hears that somebody is here who are depraved, the same heart beats and then says, our Jagannath, temple of Jagannath, that is temple of Sri Ramakrishna, is open for everyone. All of you come and be blessed. And Jagannath is able enough to lift up anybody. All will be lifted up. and Jagannath will be the same Jagannath. And this is the Swamiji who thought of the future India in his unique way. Up to Swami Vivekananda, as Ashutoshananda said, we all thought of an India which would be full of middle class people or upper middle class people, all educated, and then just going from color, black and white TV to color TV to 3D TV. This is how we were talking about India. Swamiji was the person, he said, let new India rise from groves and forests, from hills and mountains, from the huts of fishermen, huts of peasants, and huts of common people, huts of the fritter seller. He thought of India as comprising of everyone, from the lowest cobbler to the highest educated philosopher. Everybody must be part and parcel, and everybody must get the equal privilege for secular life as well as spiritual life. That was his conception. That is why even today, wherever we talk about freedom, we repeat Swamiji's this sentence, let new India arise from forests and mountains and hills and from fishermen's hut and etc. All people must come up. And he also thought of women. Women should rise, they should be educated, and they should be given real education. Real education must make a person stand on his own feet and to think the cause and effect of everything, and he should find out what is the cause for what we are suffering, what is the cause by which we can be happy. So that free thinking must come. Such a good education must be given to women and left for themselves. All the problem of women should be solved by women themselves, because they know where the shoe pinches and they can do it. So Swamiji gave the greatest freedom to women. So he said, if no men should interfere in that one. So when he was asked, what is your plan for widows? He said, am I a widow that I can give you a solution for widows' problem? So widows are women, and women should solve their own problem. And first educate them, give them freedom. You will see they will solve their own problem. They are capable of doing it as any people in the West. He had so much of faith. Some press people went to him. They asked him a question. You have given such a great plan for India to rise, to regenerate. So in how long time will it take for India to follow your dictations or your advice and rise up? Swamiji immediately said, if men do it, 50 years it will take. If women do it, 50 weeks only, he said. So much of faith in women. So this is the fiery teaching of Swami Vivekananda that roused everyone, gave India the real confidence that we have something in us which no other person in the world has, spirituality. Spirituality is faith in ourselves, that we are souls, we are children of God. We are in this body and mind by the will of God. God wants to get something done by us. That is why we have come to this world. We say our karma has brought. Karma is nothing but the will of God. God wills that so and so. So he wants to become a professor. Allow him to become a professor. Go to the world and go and join Presidency College. Somebody wants to become a dancer. Go to the Kalakshetra and become a dancer. Then after becoming a dancer, you find it is no use. Dancer will think, I should go to President College. Presidency College professor thinks, I should become a dancer. Next Janma again they will come. He will go to the professor will go to Kalakshetra, and Kalakshetra dancer will go to Presidency College. So we think that is karma. It is not the karma, it is your desire. So when a child desires, what do? Give him. Child says, Amma, எனக்கு மிட்டாய் வேணும். So குடு மிட்டாய் எவ்வளோதான். அது சாப்பிட்டுட்டு தான் இந்த மிட்டாய் நன்னா இல்லை போட்டுட தூக்கி போடு. So this is how a child is led. Later on, child will not ask for any mitai at all. I will go to a hotel and have masala dosa. So it grows. This is how Sri Ram, God is taking us according to our desires. So that is why Swamiji said, let small desires be fulfilled. Sri Ramakrishna himself showed it in his life. Small desires you finish off, by enjoying it. But enjoy with discrimination. Have your eyes open when you are enjoying. This is all what cutlet means. This is all what a Chinese dish means. This is all what a Western dish means. Once you eat, it is enough. This is all. This is like our Uttapam only. So you just think and go back to Uttapam. So you get rid of the desires and you get rid of your rebirth. So Sri Ramakrishna taught, Swami Vivekananda wanted these simple joys to be given to all common people. Let them come up. And when once they come up and they become intellectually strong, then they themselves will come. Mere intellect does not give me peace. So I must have something more. Then give them the moral rules. Ask them to follow truthfulness. Ask them to follow chastity. Ask them to follow selflessness. Ask them to pray. Ask them to have faith in themselves that they are souls and that they are parcel of God, part and parcel of God. Ask them to serve others. Show compassion to others. All this will come when once a person rises to a level. That is why Swamiji stressed on raising the common people to an intellectual and moral level. When once the moral level also comes, then people think only being good and helping others does not remove that fear of death. You may have done the greatest charities. When the death comes, when the old age comes, you feel helpless. I did all charity, but where will I go? What will happen to me? So they run here, there. So real fearlessness, real freedom must come only when you know you are a child of God. You have no death. If you leave this body, you go to God from whom you have come. So you know that God is there. You know every day that you are sitting on His lap. When once you know, why do you care for your body? My body has become, let it go. And if that is necessary, God will give me another body. Otherwise, I will be with Him. This should be the attitude. Fearlessness, not only in life, in death also. In life and death, tremendous fearlessness and liberty comes to our life. So this is the path Swami Vivekananda has shown us. Let us march in his footsteps and be blessed. Namaste Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine.